It's making a lot of noise, that computer. You know, it's like it's working really hard. Poor thing, I don't know what to do for it. It's a Mac. I can't find my way around the Mac. I just...
That ring of fire, that ring of fire.
But I wrote this on Facebook.
That ring of fire, that ring of fire.
You know, I've changed my name. I mean, you know, you haven't seen that poem yet, but, you know, that was not a poem, that was prophecy.
This poem. On the most amazing day, you were born and you were died. We was waiting for you everywhere and you surprised us by showing up everywhere else. Where once were bottles, now only bottle caps hang in mid-joint, waiting for the air to turn into red wine and cheeseburgers. At the Church of Our Lady of Tomatoes, they can be redeemed for $5 a piece. Now that you have your own street named after you, maybe they will get you a car. But you know you need the okay of the Latin Insomniacs motorcycle gang without motorcycles to set up toll booths at both sides of the block so that...
That he has always, you know, worshipped from a certain era who hung out in Paris together.
Hello, Miss Tina Harris. Woohoo!
Do you remember what it says on the New York Post Office?
No.
Something like, neither snow nor sleet nor gloom of night can stay these trusty couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
I'm going to start over. Just don't ever stop shooting.
Art is a spiritual quest, but the vampire is a new priest, and there's no point in being a poetry martyr in a world with no faith. I die so that Cicciolina's asshole may be raised up to the heavens, so that Puppy may blossom
out of loose joints
and teach us all
and condoms.
where
And the
Pavlov's
only
dog.
way you can get in is to smoke your way in and screw your way out. And when you drive your black helicopter over the street that has your name,
Oh my God, because after he left and the black helicopters came in and I was just so sensitized to the noise around me because his voice, his whole intention, his whole vibration was just to turn. He told me, he called the piece Prelude to the Apocalypse, but I was too fucking mind controlled to get out of the way.
Making me realize that I was risking all my life for a girl that I did just for something more than 1 week.
You never quite recover from that sort of assault.
and you see the great balls of fire.
This is what you call poetic shock and awe. It cluster bombs your inner ear. until there's shrapnel all through your vibration.
That are being lit up in your name. And you see the outrageous acrobatic screwing that is going on in your name, you may very well want to change your name. But you can still pick up that notebook that you left in the telephone booth that time.
Because, you know, he's like Hiroshima, just him alone. You know. But him working in with the locals on my territory, it was over the top. That was over the top. You know, that's not a Truman Show. That really is Apocalypse Now. That really is a serious and fierce form of satanic ritual abuse. And yet, because we have no spirituality, no vocabulary for this, no, you know, we're so programmed. We can't fight it. Because once you've opened your eyes, you're speaking in a language that, like, 99% of the culture's not speaking. Well, that's certainly if you're in Sydney. Sydney is a devil's playground. It makes New York look like Disneyland. That's why it was so hard to come home. But home is where it started, and home is where I have to face it, and where we all have to face it. You know, this fucking bullshit, you know, travel. It's like all the refugees come to Australia, and what happens to them? You know, what they think they're coming to this postcard existence, and they end up in a worse hell, a spiritual hell. You know, I've been trying to warn them, like, what the fuck, man? You know. But nobody listens to white chicks. Black chicks have more power, man. If you want a voice. And you're not born in the hierarchy, in the right family. See, they did want me. I mean, you know, Kennedy, Illuminati bloodline, and then my maternal line, you know, my maternal line, boy, that all started with Eliza Moon, my great-great-grandmother. Eliza Moon. discovered that as long as I remain on my knees in submission, as long as I'm pointing the camera at him, as long as I'm complimentary, attentive, adoring,
Thrill. When I open the window,
serving the
the world
master,
rushes in.
as long as I
Already
don't
gone.
have an opinion,
I'm
a
not
history, or a story,
The world looks all over,
Bob and I get along fine,
but always forgets.
like a house on
Behind
fire.
the door.
He's the fire, I'm the house, nigger.
Can you read that again?
Sort of like kindling.
I love that. There's some poems you want to hear talking.
I burn to keep him warm.
Because the first time I was too busy looking at you.
I bleed to feed his engine.
Thrill. When I open the window, the world rushes in, but I'm already gone. I'm not there. The world looks all over, but always forgets behind the door.
Behind the door.
The poem that the Welshman wanted must not be in.
Eliza Moon. I couldn't make that up. It's unbelievable, right? I mean, the amount of men that have treated me like I'm on the set of Pygmalion, and my great-great-grandmother, her name was Eliza, and she was an opera singer who came from England, but she wasn't quite well connected. She was like, you know, she was a cultural refugee of sorts. And I'm then saying, and really what I need a miracle. I want the money to go to the States, and I think I'm more likely to find it in Melbourne. I mean, I just probably end up just, it's that catch-22 of performance level will be down, I won't have the material, so I'm just trying to balance getting money in and also being able to just create the work. I'm yet at a point in my life where I've worked that balance out, I keep trying anyway, so sort of, I do know sort of more people there that are a little bit more of a sort of cultural elite, who have a bit more power, so, I'll see how it goes. It's crazy here now, though, like with the construction work and the Olympics and everything.
That's for sure. It will be completely mad.
Yeah.
I'll try to escape that.
But it's funny though, I mean, the thing about singing is that it is my home, and I love it, and I've only got two friends down there, F1 and F2, so that's,
In America, right?
no, in Melbourne.
I don't know.
In America, I've only got one friend.
Whereabouts?
Salem, I'm going to start in Salem, and then maybe go to Boston, and then we'll see what happens.
So one day ask me why didn't I get married to something I say because of the height phobia. That's really good, huh? That's really right.
Do you think artists should maybe not get married?
Sorry?
Do you think artists should not get married?
Because they do get married, but they're, or we are married with what we do anyway, so
I know. It's not
just
fair.
others are going to suffer. So
Yeah.
too much of self-centeredness in all this thing.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, like this is such a powerful focus
Yeah,
that
all consuming.
those beautiful women that interest me, they have to wait for my mind. This is like the main one. So
Yes.
I want to say too powerful. So I don't know if it is self-centeredness, but it's definitely the focus, not maybe the self-centeredness.
Same with me.
So yeah.
I know.
So what the point of getting married? I mean, you can. What's the point if you're not doing it properly, like in a sense,
I know.
honoring the partner
I
who's
know.
going to work with Russia and coming back?
Be careful.